Man, I really enjoyed Star Wars Outlaws. It was a great game. I wonder what other people thought about the game. All things aside, I think Star Wars Outlaws was very enjoyable. The story was good, the cameos were kept minimal, and the scenery was superb when it didn't crash. The gameplay was also very engaging. Starting with the story, I thought it was an adequate storyline. It avoided popular cliches and had some interesting twists and turns, and was overall engaging. I think ND5, Gadik, and Ankh were highlights of the story for me. Gadik had a good storyline, was probably my favorite character. Going from an Imperial engineer to a rebel, and the guilt that comes with creating weapons was very interesting. The story starts off pretty slow, but after the first part, the tempo of the game picks up its pace. K being betrayed by the rebels was a very good expectation subversion, portraying the good guys doing something evil. I also think K holding a grudge against the rebels makes sense, and it provides a really good story plot. Her relationship with Rico and Ram is also pretty interesting. I'm also pretty glad that they didn't overdo it on cameos. I think Vader, Jabba, Kira, and Lando were the only cameos. Lando and Vader have very minimal influence in the story. I think Lando is completely optional too. One of the game's biggest strengths is the immersive open world and scenery. There's so much to do after you complete the story, and some of the views are incredible. Even simply things including like a day-night cycle for each planet and different weather for every single planet helps keep the experience very fresh. The openness also made the gameplay better. For instance, there was almost always a backdoor or secret way into blocked areas or restricted areas, so that you could avoid having to fight your way into everything. The game also didn't really tell you how to get into those restricted areas either, so it was up to you if you wanted to go in straight through the front door and end up blasting a bunch of people, or if you wanted to spend that extra time to find the back entrance or like find somebody that you could bribe or something like that so that you didn't have to fight. The world was also littered with so many minigames such as Kesselsabak, horse riding, tiny arcade games, and even the mini slicing games such as the rhythm game to open doors or like the mini tiny version of Wordle to slice some other objects. Kesselbach was extremely fun. I even made my own Kesselsbach with a mixture of bought products and 3D printed items, and I had a very fun time playing it. Ubisoft recently tweeted that they're working on some more story packs and some performance updates. The story pack referred to is called the Wild Card and will revolve around Lando and a high-stakes Sabacc game. Hopefully they won't overdo it with cameos, but we won't know until late November, so I guess I'll just be playing Sabacc until then.